get on here tonight. I've been doing a lot of videos on how I'm working with my leg to try and keep it toned so when I get my prosthesis, I'll be able to get it on and I'll be able to learn how to walk again. All this time, I have not put some credit where it needed to be. I told you about the ambulance crew that got here very fast, and they carried me out, put me in the ambulance, which I didn't know anything about at the time because I was already out of it. And they put me in they landed the helicopter right across the street from where I live, and they loaded me into the helicopter, which I didn't remember. I do remember one thing from the helicopter ride, or a couple of things actually. Remember, uh, I remember putting on a tourniquet, and I remember it hurt so bad that I was screaming. But they gave me a shot of ketamine, which eased it up for a little bit. I had 3 shots of ketamine on the helicopter. I didn't know much about it. All I know is it'd start hurting, I'd scream, and they'd give me another shot of ketamine.
Ouch.
That was a 45-minute flight from here to Scottsdale, to Honor Health in Scottsdale. And they all did a lot of hard work, which is they all need credit given to them for what they've done. And then there was the trauma team that was waiting for me when the helicopter landed, and they did some amazing work. They gave me 139 units of blood and frozen platelets and plasma in the first day, and that wasn't no easy feat. I know I had 2 or 3 surgeries in that first day. That was no easy feat, and I lay the credit on that trauma team for doing that. But before all that happened, when the accident started, my dog had went to get up and turn around, and he stepped on the safety and disengaged it and managed to fire the shotgun off somehow, and it hit me in my calf, destroyed my calf. Let's just put it that way. But at the time, it was early in the morning, around 7:30 or so, I guess. I was still sleeping. But I heard a pop,
Mm.
and then I heard something that sounded like, that felt like something slapped my leg. So I yelled at my wife. She was in the bedroom sleeping at the time. I was in the chair sleeping because I do that a lot in my recliner. But she came right out, and she moved the blankets off of me, and she seen the hole in the sleeping bag. And she unzipped that sleeping bag, and at the time I was wearing jeans, and I was wearing long johns
Long socks.
with long socks on. It was cold, and my wife grabbed her extra absorbent pads, and she started holding them over the wound to try and stop the bleeding. And my daughter came in, and her and my wife put one of them blue rubber tourniquets on my leg to try and slow the bleeding down. I told my wife, and this is the hard part, I told my wife that I was bleeding to death. And And my wife said, "No, you're not. You'll be fine." And I truly believe that my wife Jamie and my daughter Renee, they both worked together and should get the credit where credit is due. If they hadn't done what they done, I wouldn't be here today. Chicken, macaroni. I'm okay now. My dog shot me in the back of the leg on February 10th, and when he did, it destroyed my calf. When he stepped on the gun, it was loaded with double op buck, and I had to be life flighted down to the valley. That's what we call Scottsdale
in Phoenix.
and Phoenix and all that. That was a 45-minute drive or flight.
All
down
if
there.
you wanted was attention.
And you know, it's when something like that happens, it's just strange. And I'm 56 years old. I'm gonna show you what we're talking about. Let me turn this around. That is what's left of my leg, and that dog right there is the one that shot me with a 12 gauge. But all of the credit goes to my wife for saving my life. She did. She did her best to stop the bleeding, and thanks for the laugh there, Lewis. I'm just talking about the credit my wife needs to be given. I mean, she saved my life by stopping the bleeding that was in my calf.
It makes what time?
They wound up having to take my leg because they couldn't save it. And I am working very hard at getting a prosthetic. And I tell you what, never lose faith in God. He's there for you, and he can keep you alive. I mean, for me, like I said, when they landed down in Scottsdale, the trauma team there was waiting, and they had to use 139 units of blood,
Platelets.
frozen platelets, and plasma on me. That's not a small bit. That's a lot. And at 56, you know, that's quite a bit. But I get out there every day. I had a friend build me some parallel bars. You can go through my other videos and you'll see them parallel bars. I get out there every day and I work on keeping my legs and arms strengthened on the parallel bars. And here, by the 23rd of next month, I'll have a prosthetic on my leg, and I will be walking again because I got those parallel bars. I will be working quite a bit on them. So, but you know, I just want to get in there and say, you know, give my wife her due because her and her daughter saved my life by stopping the bleeding. And if it wasn't for them and it wasn't for the will of God, I wouldn't be here. So, with that said, you know, y'all, I'm going to get off of here and I'm going to kind of get ready for bed. My morphine's starting to kick in. So, God be with all of you. You have a good night.